I've never felt like this before. It's like you just get me. I feel like my true self with you. Does that sound crazy? And it doesn't hurt that you're gorgeous. Okay, that's it. I'm taking you home with me. I mean, you can't find shoes this good just anywhere. Find a shoe for every you from brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, and more at your DSW store or dsw.com.
The Creeping Man, written by Drew Grimm, read by Drew Grimm. I woke up early and opened my bedroom window, inhaling the soothing scent of freshly cut grass and damp earth. The quiet suburb of Woodhaven was my home, my little piece of paradise. Nothing beat mowing the lawn on a Sunday and settling in to watch football in the afternoon. With my daughter spending the weekend with her mother, I had the promise of complete peace today. Stepping outside, I took a moment to savor the morning. My neighbor Deborah was already tending her flower garden, while Bobby Turner happily washed his car, with music playing from the dashboard. Woodhaven was waking up, with folks working in their yards and families getting ready for church. That's when I saw him. He stepped out of the shadows, a thin, tall figure draped in a long black coat that looked strangely inappropriate for the warm day. His face was ghostly pale, almost translucent, and his damp gray hair clung to his head beneath a wide-brimmed hat. But it was his eyes that were truly disturbing, deep-set, piercing, and a sickly shade of yellow. The old man paused a few feet from my yard, his eyes fixed without blinking. "Hello, sir. Is your child home?" My voice caught in my throat. I could smell the old man's breath from 10 feet away, and it was unbearable, like rotten milk. I barely managed to get out. "I'm sorry, what?" "Is your daughter in the house?" A cold sweat started on the back of my neck. My eyes were starting to hurt just looking at him. Are you from her school? I don't recognize you." "Is Megan home or not?" My stomach fell into my shoes. The sweat on the back of my neck was pouring down my shirt now. My voice was barely a whisper. She's not here." The old man didn't answer right away. He just kept staring, his eyes fixed on me, as though weighing the truth of what I'd just said. The silence dragged on, and my peaceful Sunday morning was gone, replaced by a heavy, suffocating sense of dread. The old man's gaze finally shifted, his eyes momentarily peering towards the house, before returning to my face. He didn't speak, but slowly smiled at me, with a mouthful of yellow teeth. His silence was becoming more terrifying with every second. Then, with a slow, deliberate movement, he turned and simply walked away. My legs felt like jelly and I couldn't move. All I could do was watch as the man in black continued his slow, deliberate pace down the sidewalk, stopping at Deborah's house. I couldn't hear them. I could only watch Deborah's reaction. She turned white. She tries to turn around and run inside her house, but trips and falls on her face instead. Jacob stops washing his car and runs over, only to recoil in fear and fall backwards on his butt when the man in black whips his gaze towards him. I watch in horror as the old man approaches Timmy Johnson's house, the home of the 10-year-old boy at the end of the street. Timmy stood quietly on the edge of his lawn, staring at the man with an unsettling calm. I tried to shout, to tell him to go inside, but my voice came out muffled, like I was underwater. Sweat drenched me, and when I tried to move, all I managed was collapsing to my knees. I was able to drag myself to my fence and get back to my feet. I could see the man in black talking to Timmy. I couldn't hear the words, but I saw the boy nod, his small hand reaching out to take the old man's gnarled hand. Timmy turned and walked toward the front door of his house, the old man following close behind. The sight triggered a parental fear within me. My blood ran cold. My heart was pounding like a frantic drum against my ribs. I felt a desperate need to intervene. I had to do something. I had to stop whatever was about to happen. A sudden, violent surge of adrenaline rocked my body, and my legs came back to me. Without a second thought, I left my porch, legs propelling me in a desperate sprint toward Timmy's house. My breath came out in ragged gasps, my chest burning, my body lagging behind the frantic commands of my mind. My legs threatened to give out, the left one dragging as I passed Deborah, still lying face down and weeping. I couldn't stop. Passing Bobby Turner's car, I caught sight of him, curled in the back seat, sucking his thumb, tears streaming down his cheeks. I had a premonition then, cold and sharp as shattered glass. I had to get to Timmy. I had to save him. I reached the Johnsons' house. The front door was slightly open, a sliver of darkness visible within. The unsettling silence pressed down on me, amplified by the frantic rhythm of my own pulse. I could hear nothing from inside, no sounds of struggle, no cries for help, only unnerving quiet. I paused, my hand hovering over the doorknob, a wave of nausea washing over me. I didn't want to open it. I was beyond scared, beyond fearful. I was in a state of mind I've never experienced before. But I couldn't stay away. I had to help. I had to save Timmy. I pushed the door open, my movement slow and hesitant, as if I were entering a tomb. It didn't help my legs were becoming jelly again. The air inside was thick, heavy, suffocating. The scent of rotten milk hung in the air. It clashed horribly with the clean scent of the house. The hallway was dimly lit. I managed to call out, my voice trembling. "Timmy? Is anyone there?" My voice sounded thin and frail. My throat was so sore. There was no response. I moved forward, my eyes adjusting to the dim light. I saw it then. The living room, usually bright and cheerful, was shrouded in twilight gloom, and in the center of the room, bathed in an eerie half-light, was a sight that would forever haunt my dreams. Timmy was sitting on the floor, his eyes wide, his expression blank. He was dressed in his pajamas, his small body unnaturally still. He wasn't crying. He wasn't screaming. He simply sat there, staring straight ahead. The man in black was sitting opposite of Timmy. His back was to me, his long coat obscuring his features. The only visible parts of him were his hands, resting on Timmy's knees. I could hear him now. He was singing something to him. I crept closer. It felt like I was in a lucid dream now. My movements were in slow motion. I wanted to cry out, to scream, to alert the neighbors. But my voice was gone again, stolen by the overpowering sense of dread. My body completely gives out again, and I fall on my face, just a few feet away from the living room. I felt myself drift out of my body, hovering above the living room now, taking in everything with crystal clear clarity. I watched like a ghost as the man in black lays on his back and places his hat over his face. I watch as his stomach rips open, revealing a giant mouth with sharp, jagged teeth and a tongue that was several feet long. It wraps around Timmy's waist and lifts him above the man in black. It then lowers him into the mouth. My mind shatters, and I slam back into my body like water bursting through a dam. I can hardly lift my head, face down on the carpet. All I can do is sob and whimper. I close my eyes hard and pray this is just a nightmare. I lie still, listening to the chewing, slobbering, licking, and crunching of bones. Nausea overwhelms me again, and I throw up everywhere. My body is so drained, I can't even turn my face away from the mess. Then the sounds of feasting were over. I could hear the man in black get up and begin to move again. When I dared to open my eyes, I could see his black boots standing in front of me. Still laying face down, I can feel him kneel. He turns my head to the side, and I gasp for air. He gently pats my head and wipes vomit from my mouth. He leans into my face, and his breath becomes unbearable. Watch your children closely, Alan. There are things in this world that will punish you otherwise. He then licks my face, and my brain breaks again. The sheriff deputies found me soon after. They told me the kidnapper knocked me out cold and fled with Timmy. I told them I couldn't remember much, except for what the man in black was wearing. It was an absolute lie. I remembered everything, as if I had recorded it with my brain, second by second. They never found Timmy again, and I never had the heart to tell anyone what I really saw. I moved from Woodhaven shortly after, and took Megan to Oregon. It was as far away as I could get without leaving the country. Megan's mom was not happy, but eventually found a job in Portland and joined us soon after. It's been over a decade since leaving. Megan starts college soon and will now be on her own. I never saw the man in black again. But every morning, when I wake up, for a moment, just a moment, I can smell rotten milk on my face.